Okay, Brian, welcome back to the office.
Thank you.
It's been a while.
Good to be here. Well, I've been here down here a few times, but certainly we haven't done any of these recordings for quite some time. So we've got a new setup here, some professional mics, as you can see, and a nice setup. So should be a good environment for some great discussion.
Absolutely, yeah. I think I personally love the new setup, and these mics, they use a specific kind of AI. That, as you know, AI is the hot word right now. So these mics. Shall we get into it? Shall we start the talk with NVIDIA?
AI, hot topic. Yep.
NVIDIA earning.
Yep.
Up 25%. The stock was already doubled in the start of the year.
Yeah, one of the best performing stocks this year, and continues to blow the way, the performance for this year. Now it's kind of interesting. We were talking about this before the show here, but a lot of analysts are coming out and saying, after this report, after the earnings that was reported and their forward-looking guidance, they're actually cheaper now on a price to earnings basis. They're cheaper now after this big pop than they were last night when at 3:05 before the earnings came out. So on a price to earnings basis, it's even a better deal now. Yeah. So I think there's definitely an ongoing bid. Any pullbacks going to continue to get bought.
Yeah. And the craziest thing is we're not even, and I love in our screen that the chart is like so green, right? It's up 25%. The chart over there is so green.
Yeah.
And we haven't even got into the beginning of this bubble, AI bubble. Like there hasn't been an IPO of an AI company, like they're not really. I mean, there hasn't been a lot of sort of second tier companies that are all of a sudden getting into AI. Of course, a lot of these companies are now saying, "Oh, we're already in AI. We're using AI." So a lot of these companies, and it's probably true, they are probably using some forms of AI right now. So. But nothing like we saw with the blockchain Bitcoin thing, where a pet food company and a sort of has-been photo company decided to get into blockchain and Bitcoin. So you remember that iced tea company that said they got
I think it was Riot. That was Riot, I believe. So
that's a mania.
Yeah.
So I saw a really interesting video, and I want to talk about it. Is they're in the gold rush. People that actually got rich wasn't people that found gold. They were people that were selling shovels.
Yeah, the picks and shovels. Yeah.
And a lot of people are comparing this AI, rush to the gold rush and saying NVIDIA is that shovel company.
Yes.
So it's not clear who's going to be the front leader in AI. Is it going to be Microsoft, Google? Right. Or some new company, but it's the chip, it's the infrastructure, so NVIDIA is the right play. What are your thoughts on that?
It's true. I mean, there's a lot of applications for AI, both unfortunately bad, but there's lots of great applications for AI in just about every field, and so you're going to have a lot of companies that are going to be using it for sure. But they're all going to have to go back to the same people that manufacture the chips that can do the work. Yeah. And so it seems to be NVIDIA, which is a mile ahead of just about everyone else. AMD's up quite a bit today as well on this sympathy play, but I don't think AMD quite has the edge that NVIDIA does. Yeah. So. Anyway, we've got Marvell reporting after the close. That'll be interesting because it was sort of screaming up into the close as well here today. So interesting to see what they do. But I think the picks and shovels are the places to be, and NVIDIA's the main producer of those picks and shovels.
Yeah. Today in the chat, I saw a lot of people saying, "Oh, it's fundamentally it's a bubble." And I bet there's a lot of people that went short into the earning.
Yeah.
And they're paying the price. And who knows? Maybe some of this massive move up was kind of that gamma squeeze of people that were short.
It could have been, yeah. I mean, if people are, but I saw somebody mentioned in the room this morning. There were the 370 calls, or I think it was the 370 calls were going for like 15 cents.
Wow.
So, And when I looked at them, they were trading for about $15. When I looked at them, when I saw that comment, I thought that was funny. That was a great YOLO trade,
And think about it this way, Brian, and this is the craziest part. When you buy those calls, somebody has to sell them to you.
Yes, exactly.
So the people who are on the wrong side of these trades, they're getting blown up for sure.
Well, that's it exactly, and that was kind of one of the points we were making. How, selling puts or calls can be quite dangerous to your portfolio unless you have some kind of a hedging strategy. And you could be selling them against a position you own already, so you're gonna lose them at 380, but or 370, whatever you wrote the calls at, but yeah. So if they're hedged, or if they bought calls higher up, then you've got a bit of a at least you've got something that you're limiting your losses.
Yeah, but I think in the chart of NVIDIA, I think it is setting up really nicely for some premium selling. I know both of us really like that. So the range is really clear on the bottom and the top part. We gotta wait a few days to see how it moves. But I did a condor today on it. So I sold the bottom end of the range, sold the top end of the range, and I covered later in the afternoon with a decent profit. But this would be interesting to see how it plays out. Whether every gap needs to be filled, so we need to fill this gap sometimes. Who knows when?
I don't know. I just I don't wonder what circumstance in the near term we're going to fill this gap. So but it is interesting. What was it top ticked at? I think it was $399.50 or something.
$399.50.
Got 50 cents away from that $400 level that everyone was watching.
I personally think tomorrow they might push it to 400.
I think so too. No, I believe that they'll it may actually pop up to 400 and then maybe pull back at that point. But it's one of those ones that can, like I said, if you look at it on a PE basis, it's cheaper today than it was yesterday based on what they reported. So.
Today, and then we got RBC. I want to see on the economic calendar, was there any important thing that came out? So we were talking about the PCE came out, jobless claim. How was those numbers? Did you have the chance to?
Well, I think the PCE number came out a little bit higher than expected. It was some of the numbers we were talking about. It was again no signs of sort of inflation cooling off, and then you get that Thursday jobs number came out, and they were expecting jobless claims at over 250,000. I think they came in 229.
I got them right here actually. The estimate was 258.97. It came out at 231, which is it's crazy to think about, really. And this is a 4-week average, by the way. You're right. It did came out 229. So
So and of course that's not great news for the Fed with their hope to lower lower interest rates, or at least start backing off.
Even the GDP prices index came in at 4.2. The estimate was a little bit higher. There's no sign of slowdown really in the economy, and even when you look at the stock market too, like you see these manias and mini bubbles still forming, and we were talking about this. There's still so much cash. There's still they've printed so much that.
And then you hear on the flip side, anecdotally, you hear, or at least from some of the banks and stuff, that consumers are using their credit cards, which is the most expensive form of borrowing to sustain their lives, and you hear a lot of stuff about negative stuff about the consumer, and we just got through all the retail, and so a lot of the retail guidance wasn't that great.
No, it wasn't. You're right.
And so on a retail side, things aren't looking that great, but people are going to, or investors and traders are going to technology and continuing to push technology sector higher. Crazy.
And I mean the another thing is you mentioned it very, very well as well. It's so important to look at the breadth of the market. Like there's still a lot of companies making new lows. So this is happening. It's not like Nasdaq is up to almost 3%. It's not like it's not a wide range rally. It's just a few names that are really carrying it. I think Helen had a really interesting tweet. Let me just pull it up really quickly, because I think that was Helen Misler. She used to work at Goldman. She does really amazing insight on Twitter. And
hey, look at Microsoft up another $12 today, or almost 4%.
Wow.
Again, sort of that AI play. But yeah, it's a very narrow, very narrow number of stocks that are just carrying this market higher.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if she had something about Nasdaq internals today. I'm trying to see if I can find it. I did like her tweet myself. Bear with me one sec. I think it was somewhere around here. Yeah, anyway, I can't find it right now, so that'll be interesting. But speaking of Nvidia, another news came out, and that was Cathie Wood's holding of Nvidia. Did you see this?
No.
So they basically they had almost 600,000 shares, and in end of 2022, November of 2022, I have it in this chart here. Let me highlight it so our users can see as well. They basically reduced their share size and went to zero.
Oh my god.
And when you look at Nvidia chart, this is literally the bottom. So they sold their Nvidia holding right at the bottom, and this is 600,000 shares. Wow. It's quite a lot. It's not like my few hundred shares.
That's crazy.
And she can't seem to be catching a break here.
It's almost like do the opposite.
Do the opposite.
She's doing.
I mean, to be honest, like I have a lot of empathy because stock picking is hard. It's a hard game. No one would have seen it coming, right? With Nvidia, like even I thought with the move it had, with the earnings, it's probably gonna be like a non-event. The earning comes out and it doesn't move as much, but another 25% after the stock has rallied already 100%. That was something. And this is really funny. This is an AI generated image of a man who's short Nvidia. you ask generative AI, make me a trader who's short Nvidia, and this is what they came up.
That's great.
Yeah,
her fund actually was down today. It was down $1.09.
Yeah.
So it's down 2.7% today.
Yeah.
So it's I guess
not a great day for disruptive technology. I guess.
No. Yeah, because I can't remember. I haven't kept up with her. She's got Tesla. She's got Zoom, Roku, Coinbase, Block. Those are kind of some of her biggest holdings, probably.
Yeah, Block is going after with the short sellers.
Yeah.
We have to do one episode talk about Hindenburg and the work they're doing.
Yeah.
Did you see their work on what's his name?
Icon.
Yeah. Carl Icahn. And the stock is getting destroyed.
It's getting crushed. I mean, apparently, well, I know a little bit about it. I think they got they've got all these holdings, but they're highly leveraged.
Yeah.
And so all they have to have is one or two of those people that are lending them money start to say, hey, we need more collateral, or we need to put on more money, or whatever. Because because of the holding thing, it's just getting destroyed. I didn't see what it did today, but the short sellers are really going after it.
on the accounting side, gets really complicated. Right? Like people think it's easy, but there's so much off balance sheet liabilities and stuff. Like if you own, let's say, a 30%, 40% of a debt. You don't have to put it in your balance sheet. It just comes into your other comprehensive income, and actually it requires someone that understands this to go read in the notes. That's what the Hindenburg guys do, right? They're very good at this. Read the notes, follow up, and realize, oh, wait a minute, this 30% is 30% of poo-poo. It's really nothing. Because it doesn't show.
There was something else about how they were they're big holders of their own fund, and they're paying them huge dividends.
Yeah.
They're paying out these huge dividends, and of course they're just paying themselves.
Yeah.
So they thought it was a bit of a pyramid scheme or something like that, right?
Yeah. which
or
is
a Ponzi scheme.
Which is really kind of full circle, because he was the investor in
Yeah.
Herbalife,
Yeah,
which was a multi-level marketing.
Yeah.
I found a tweet on Helen Misler. So this was today. Almost 3 times as many new lows as new highs for Nasdaq. Yet Nasdaq is up, what, 3%, and even Trading Terminal shows it, right? It's kind of the new highs to new low is almost 80-20.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it's not a broad-based rally, and that's what pissing off a lot of the bears. But that's the name of the game. It's a hard game.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's what makes it so tough. It's really, as I say, it's a stock picker's market right now.
Yeah,
you got to know what sector to be in, and technology is definitely the place to be. So I'm just seeing here today, how were things with various groups? I'm sure technology was up the most. Yeah, technology screaming higher today, and communication services. That's people like Meta.
Yeah. So I got in our heat map. I got the year-to-date performances.
Yeah.
Nvidia up 160, Microsoft up 35%, Apple 33%. Amazon 36%, Google at almost 40%, Meta doubled at 109%. So you can, even looking at this, you can kind of see the greenest spot is really the technology and energy, utilities, industrials. They're all really red. Same with healthcare.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, energy was one of the worst performers today.
Yeah, so pretty brutal for them. I don't want to take this long, especially because it's our first video. You know Chamath, right?
Mm-hmm.
I found this video really funny, and I tweeted about this. They also have a podcast very similar to me and you sitting.
Mm-hmm.
But what's really mind-boggling to me is that these folks coming and they just talk without any research. So this is from a couple of weeks ago. And look how confident he's talking about this trade that he allegedly put. I bet he hasn't put this trade on, but look how confident he's talking about this. By the way, this is from a guy that all his companies, SPAC companies, are down 90%.
Yeah.
I'm still long Microsoft and Google and short the rest of the big tech, so I'm fine with it.
There you go. Back to the stock price. Chamath, do you think that the Google long Netflix short play is the right play?
I think the best trade on the internet, the most obvious, simple money-making trade is long Microsoft, Google, short big tech, short the rest of the big tech.
Short IBM, short Netflix.
No. Short. No. Meaning you can very comfortably short Apple, Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, and be long Microsoft, Google. So as a spread trade,
right.
It's the best risk parity trade on the internet right now. I mean, period, in the markets. Can you explain?
Okay. Mr. Risk Parity trade. That trade, I looked at, it will be down 50%. 50%. This risk parity, as if like it's non-volatility trade. I mean, these were tech guys. What are they doing in the market?
Well, him and Cathie Wood. Don't follow them. That's for sure, right?
It's unbelievable. But the fact that they're sitting here so confident talking about this, that's the mind-boggling part.
Yeah. So just as we're speaking here, Marvell's up almost 18%. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's the ticker?
MRVL.
MRVL. So let me go to our real-time simulator and see how the stock's doing. MRVL.
Yeah. So big pop here. I don't know what the.
Let's wait till it loads.
Honestly, don't know what they've reported, but obviously
obviously it was good. Went from $49 to now.
And this was after it was already up about almost 7.5% today.
Wow.
Just on Nvidia's news. So another 16.5% right now.
This is it. We're back in. Seems like another speculative.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Costco was another one that was.
How was Costco's earning?
Costco. Let's see what they did here. Costco's down a bit. It's down $8.50 right now.
Yeah.
So not a huge move on a $480 stock.
Yeah.
It's in about 2.33% right now.
Costco is a great company. I mean, I love how they're running it and operating it. But yeah, not a lot. Couple of announcement that we got that we would love to let you know is our New York is set. So we are going to New York, Westin Hotel. We booked a really nice hotel, massive room, breakouts room, for you to talk with your moderators. A lot of networking opportunities. We just secured our sponsor who's gonna cover the social. So your ticket will include drinks and of course a good time and a good attitude that you would bring. But I'm really excited. Creda is coming all the way from Ireland. She's coming, so that's also very exciting. And Brian, will you be there?
Yes, I will be there.
Amazing. Yeah.
Will you be there too? I'm assuming you will be.
I hope so. If I don't get fired by then, I think I'll be there.
Yeah.
And if you haven't been into our live events, they're usually very fun. There's a lot of learning, but also a lot of networking, because trading is all about networking, talking to people, figuring out your edge. And I know a lot of folks find their groups in these events, form their own Slack channel, their own group chat, discuss ideas. So it's a great opportunity. And this is our fourth one that we're doing, so we've learned a lot in the past 4 ones. So I know this one's going to be one of the better ones out there as well.
Yeah. Just a couple other notes about some other companies reporting. Ulta Beauty, of course, ULTA hits down almost 10% now. Again, this is more consumer related.
Would that count as a discretionary or a staple?
I think it would have to be a discretionary, because it's mostly beauty stuff. It's pretty high. Not that I use their products, but but it's pretty high end stuff, I think. And so any fragrances, that kind of stuff, hair care products. So they're down. Well, they're about 9% now.
Wow.
And Restoration Hardware down a bit as well. Again, high end consumer. Obviously not doing as well, I guess. So technology, it's the same story as it's been for a while. Technology rocking and rolling, and retail and consumer discretionary, especially now, it seems struggling.
Yeah, and that's the economy. At some point, these folks are having AWS subscription. They're gonna cancel. I guarantee you, at some point, it will trickle down. One last thing I want to check is the probability of another rate hike. Let me see if I can pull that up. That would be interesting with all the hawkish news that we got. Mm-hmm. I wonder how the probability changed, because it was 15% yesterday.
And their minutes came out 2:00 yesterday, and it really showed us sort of a divided, but a group of Fed officials that really are divided on, or at least have differing opinions on whether they should raise rates again in June.
Yeah.
So there's people on both sides, and that's not a bad thing, but certainly just reflects people's different people's view on whether they should be continuing to be aggressive on the hikes or not.
Yeah, absolutely. So interesting. So now there's a 51% weight on the pause, and there's a 48% chance on another hike. And this was 15% yesterday.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's gone up a lot since we got those numbers this morning.
It's a coin toss, basically. Yeah. What's going to happen in June? So over the weekend, I was looking at some research literature on how long is there actually, if there's any research done on the lag of monetary policy to a slowdown of a real economy. Mm-hmm. And it seems like usually it's about 12 months. So I mean, if they're really data driven and they're following the data, they should really pause and wait to see what the 5% does to the economy. But yeah, I don't know, it doesn't seem like it.
Sort of I think the treasury market's kind of predicting
rate cuts,
but not till 2024.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's. I think if you looked at sort of the treasury and the yield curve, I don't think there's any real sign of rates going lower until into next year.
Yeah.
And that sort of reflects what you say is it takes quite a while for these cuts to start to really hit the economy. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting. Right. A lot of interesting stuff. I don't have much else to say. Anything else from you, Brian? Any announcement?
It's going to be another interesting day tomorrow with Marvell, I'm sure. But it's and as you said, end of July, our meetup's going to be pretty awesome in New York. New York's always a good place to go and visit, and especially in the summer. So
yeah, I love New York in the summer, and if that's one city in the world that when you walk in Manhattan in the street, it just takes you like the energy, the energy just gets you. It's gonna
be cool. We've done meetups in New York before, and they've been really awesome. So this will be. I'm sure this will be another great one. So
this one hopefully will be an amazing one.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. So give us a feedback, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe of course to our channel. It's the first time watching this, and give us a feedback about this new layout and the audio quality, all that stuff. Hopefully we can continue this. Maybe this could be that season 2 of After Hour with Traders.
Yeah. We'll start to refine things as we get your feedback, so we're looking forward to doing more of these.
All right.
And improving the content quality. So that's it.
Sounds good.
All right.
Thanks
Have a good
Thanks
one,
everyone.
Cheers.
Bye.